Why isn't this working? Shut it off. Stop filming. Nothing's working today. I'm busted. It's busted. We're all busted. None of this gear is bad. Every single piece did exactly what it was designed to do. The issue is that after long days and enough trail miles, some of these design choices got really annoying, but not immediately. Slowly. These are things I didn't stop using because they failed. I stopped using them because the hassle added up over time. And I want to save you from having to discover this the way I did. So let's dive in. Design fail number 1, backpacks without hip belt pockets. Backpacks without hip belt pockets are the easiest place to start. There is nothing wrong with this design. It's clean, it's streamlined, and it's often lighter than its zippered counterparts. And on short hikes, it could be totally fine. But on long days, I started to realize how often I grab small things: snacks, chapstick, sunscreen, my phone, and sometimes all within like a few minutes. Without hip belt pockets, every one of those moments turned into stopping, taking my pack off, digging around inside, and then doing it all again in reverse. And I didn't notice it at first. I just noticed that I was stopping a lot. And over hours on the trail, that constant stopping and fumbling got really, really old. Packs without hip belts aren't broken and nothing failed. They're just way more annoying than they need to be. Number 2, ultralight jackets or shells without any pockets. Once I started noticing how much I rely on quick access with my backpacks, I realized the same thing was happening with my hiking jackets, my hard shells. Ultralight shells often come with no hand pockets, and it's because they do exactly what they promise. They block wind and they block rain. They pack small and they save you a ton of weight. If you're an ultralight junkie, I bet you own one and you probably love it. But in real use for me, I rely on jacket pockets constantly to warm my hands for a minute, to stash gloves, to hold my phone or a snack without stopping. And when those pockets aren't there, I suddenly found myself juggling all the things: holding stuff, stuffing things into my waistband, or stopping to deal with it in my, like I did with no pockets in a backpack. It was insane. So, again, nothing is technically wrong with an ultralight jacket design like this. The design is intentional, but over a full day of hiking for me, that missing convenience became astoundingly annoying. And once I started paying attention to that kind of friction and annoyance, I saw it start to show up in bigger gear systems too, not just pockets. Next, we have number 3, waterproof day packs. Okay, fully waterproof day packs fall into the really annoying never again category for me also. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They keep your gear dry. That's the promise, and they totally deliver it. But to make that happen, you usually lose external pockets, zippers, and quick access points because these things are considered failure points for the waterproofing. You also typically lose a lid pocket on the top of the backpack in favor of a roll top design, which again is intentional. Fewer failure points. Everything has to go inside the backpack. So every time you want something, a layer or a snack, your phone, whatever, it takes forever. And for how I hike, mostly in dry conditions, occasional rain, fair bit of snow, the trade off just isn't worth it. I was giving up convenience all day for protection I rarely needed. And honestly, I could use a trash bag inside my backpack and still get and access my glorious pockets. So, yeah, over time, the slow access became more annoying than the waterproofing became useful, and I stopped choosing these packs almost entirely. At this point, I've given them all away. Number 4, too many zippered pockets. Okay, so this one actually surprised me because it goes in the opposite direction. Hiking tights with tons of zippered pockets drive me insane. On paper, they sound great. Everything is secure, nothing bounces, nothing falls out. I once ran a hiking tight test for a national publication, and I simultaneously tested over 25 pairs of hiking tights, fully expecting to love the options that came with all the zippers. But in practice, the zippers drove me insane. They made grabbing my phone for a quick photo feel clunky. And every time I stuck my hand in the thigh pocket, the zipper would chew up my skin, especially when it was cold outside. It would actually hurt. And if I wanted to take a lot of photos, as I am known to do, it was such a hassle to get my phone in and out easily because it would get hung up on the zippered area. It became wicked annoying. So, what I realized with all of this is that I don't want everything locked down, or at least I don't care enough to have it all locked down. I want one zippered pocket for true valuables and simple drop in pockets for everything else on my hiking tights. And honestly, I'm okay with no zippers on my hiking tights. I would prefer to stick my valuables in my backpack anyway. I thought I wanted more security, but what I actually wanted was faster, easier access. And once I noticed that, I got rid of all my hiking tights loaded with zippers. Not because they were bad, but because they made simple things take way longer than they needed to. Number 5, and our final one on this list, those cute, strappy sports bras. This last one is the most personal, probably because it's right on my body. But it's also the one that showed up after real, legitimate trail miles. So I recreate and work out a lot, and I have a ton of sports bras because it's pretty much all that I wear. And I love the cute ones with the fun necklines and the strappy back designs that look all webby and fun. They look great and they feel fine, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do in terms of support for the girls. But I learned once you add a backpack and start hiking for hours, all those straps on the back and the seams start rubbing against the back panel of your backpack. I learned this the hard way with one of my very favorite Prana sports bras. It has this beautiful web design on the back, and I wear it running all of the time. But once I took it hiking, the wheels fell off. The discomfort doesn't show up right away. It shows up miles later or hours in when the back panel's been rubbing for a really long time. It comes up as hot spots, pressure points, or just general irritation that I couldn't ignore. For me, it led to a massive blister in the center of my back. How awkward and annoying is that? So now I stick with simpler, smoother designs that are synthetic or merino that dry fast and don't cause any friction under my backpack. Basically, boring sports bras are in, cute webby sports bras are out. So let me say this again. None of this gear is bad. None of it is a design fail. For the right person or the right trip, a lot of this gear still can make a lot of sense. But after enough miles, I realized I personally use gear that disappears when I'm hiking, even if it's less flashy or impressive on paper. And if this saves you a few annoying discoveries of your own, then I've done my job. I'll see you out there.